So I've been enjoying starting these classes by just kind of talking about the chakra that we're focusing on. Sorry, the cat's really funny. Um, giving some words that we can call into intention. So once you've found a comfy seat, however you like, bring your hands onto your solar plexus. This is the area we're going to focus on today, right where your ribs end and your soft belly begins above your belly button, above your navel. And if you want, you can close your eyes as we start here and just start to sense into this area. Notice what it feels like. This is our third chakra. So once we have built up, checking in with our needs from our base, and then with our desires and our wants, we come to this energy center of action. So we can start to engage with the world and take our power outward, empowering ourselves and empowering others. So anatomically, there's a lot going on right here. Our solar plexus is actually a center of nerves that connects and radiates throughout the body. So our nervous system is structured in a way that this is a place of action where our adrenals sit right on top of our kidneys. So when we have a big rush of adrenaline, that's when we have all of that energy to use. This is the center of our sympathetic nervous system. So that drive to run and take action. It's ruled by fire. It's our center of heat. So in yoga, we often talk about the parasympathetic nervous system as something that we want to engage to calm ourselves. But we can also work with the sympathetic nervous system in a really healthy way by burning off excess and moving with our anxiety and our stress, moving it through the body, letting it release and radiate outward. And what I'm so enthusiastic about is how the diaphragm is the bellows for the heart of our solar plexus and our heart above and below the diaphragm. So the diaphragm is a muscle that connects to our lower ribs all the way around, that cuts through the body, separating the upper organs from the lower organs. So I want us all to take our hands now and interlace the fingers and bring the thumbs to touch. And bring this shape of this balloon right in front of your solar plexus. So this is the shape mirroring our diaphragm inside our body. So you can use this visualization as we breathe. So as we inhale, the diaphragm starts to contract. So imagine the fingers spreading into each other as the hands come down. And then as you exhale, the diaphragm lifts up and the fingers balloon up. So you can kind of see that weaving through and then lifting. So I want us to move with our hands in this kind of mudra as we check in with our deep breathing. So we'll breathe in and out through the nose. Exhale everything out. As you inhale, imagine your diaphragm lowering, the fingers weave together, and the belly is soft and can balloon out. Slow down the breathing. Feel this step. So when we're feeling our adrenals kick in, our sympathetic nervous system kick in, we first need to mobilize this area with a soft breath. Our diaphragmatic breath is just deep breathing. letting the ribs move side to side, opening the back. So take a couple more rounds, mapping the movement of the hand to the movement of the diaphragm inside yourself. Inhaling, it lowers and contracts. Exhaling, it relaxes and balloons back up. Good. Finishing off your next breath, you can release the hands. And if you're sitting on something, remove it from underneath you and come with your hips on the ground, your legs in front of you, the soles of the feet together. Let's bring the hands onto the fronts of the legs, and we're just going to start by checking in with all of our different spinal movements to start warming up the center. So as you inhale, lift the chest, pull the solar plexus forward, and as you exhale, curl back, let the chin fall to the chest. Keep moving forward and back, finding this cat-cow spine. And still stay with that breath that you just checked in with, moving the diaphragm. Making it as big or as small as you want. Good. One more time like that. Pressing the soles of the feet into one another. Tracing that midline as you curve. And then stack your spine in the center and bring your hands to the sides of your hips. Start to lean onto the left hand and lift the right arm up over the ear. And then sway to the other side, bringing the right hand down and the left hand up. You can start by just making this a little dance, opening up the side body, opening up the side ribs, the armpit, letting the neck be relaxed and sway with you as you keep both sides of the pelvis rooting down into the earth. Can you let the breath be woven through the movement? As we start to stir, as we gently start to wake up that center at our solar plexus. So you can imagine that you're moving around that core, that fire, that sun at the base of your ribs. One more time each side. And then come back to center. We're going to move into our twists, our third major way that we move our spine. So you can bring the hands onto the knees and start to turn your shoulders to the right. You can press into the knees gently to help bring out the spine, and then swim the other direction. So I'm bringing my right hand in front of my right knee as I look to the left, and then my left hand in front of the left knee as I look to the right. The head is just a flourish on top. So again, we're noticing the sensation at the core as we move around that center spot. The shoulders are nice and soft. Noticing your depth as we just start to warm up. So not pressing it too far. So in our yoga sutras, you learn about the vritti, which are the thoughts that carry us away, that are twirling, whirling, spinning around, distracting us. And one way to calm those thoughts is by moving through our Vritti asana, so our twisted asana. So using our revolved shapes can help to wring out, to burn out those extra energies. Good. And come back to center. Now that our spine is a little bit more present here, let's come into our Kapalabhati breath. So this pranayama is the breath of fire. So now that hopefully you're a little bit more collected within your whole self, we're gonna start pumping the diaphragm. Again, it's inhaling and exhaling through the nose, forceful on the exhale, and then inhale at a natural speed. So let's take 30 rounds. If this is something that you're comfortable with, you can bring the hands onto the belly, grounding down into the thighs, or lifting your arms up overhead. If this is not for you today, if that fast breath does not feel like it's matching what you need, come back to your diaphragmatic breathing, your deep breathing. And begin. Once you finish 30, take a big inhale, lift your arms up overhead if they aren't there already. Hold your breath at the top. And whenever you feel the call to breathe, you'll release the arms down and take a long exhale. And we'll do one more round just like that. So you're finding the solar plexus pulling in and up towards the heart. And then letting the belly come back out. So not like hyperventilating, which is controlling both ways, or finding the effort and the ease even as it's a fast breath. Inhaling when you're done. Breathing into the side body, holding at the top. Soften the jaw. Exhale when you have the call to breathe. Nice. One more thing before we lift our hips off of the ground here. So bring your legs in front of you so that the soles of your feet are on the ground and the knees are lifting up. The legs are about hip width distance. So I have a little bit of space between the legs. Bring the hands under the knee creases and lift yourself up so you can feel a really tall spine. Widen the elbows out to the side. Open the shoulders. The collarbone is nice and broad. Inhale here. Exhale, start to curl all the way from your low core, rolling back. Let the chin fall towards the chest a little bit as the arms straighten. Inhale as you roll up. Lengthen the spine into a seat. Exhale as you curl back. So starting to engage the heat of the abs here. Feeling the low transverse abs engage. Letting the exhale help you find that knitting in, the hugging in of the low core. If you wish, you can take the hands out from behind the knees and reach the hands forward as you roll. So you can go a little bit lower, taking a bit more weight into the core. Still inhaling, reaching up, opening the heart. Exhaling, articulating the roll back and the curl. Just one more time like that. Moving the whole time with the breath. So not coming into stillness yet. Finding your depth and then lifting back up. You can lower the arms if you have them extended, and we'll come into our tabletop. Hands and knees, quadruped position, spreading the fingers, finding the wrists under the shoulders, knees under hips. Really lengthen your spine here. Pull the shoulders down, but feel like you're spreading the upper back wide so that the muscles under the scapula and under the armpit are engaged in supporting you here. Your gaze should be out in front of the fingers. Tuck the toes under and lift the knees off the ground just an inch. So that engagement that we just felt in the core is now supporting us as we're pressing up against gravity. And then gently tap them back down. Inhale with the knees down. Exhale as you lift them off the ground just a couple inches. Feel like you're reaching the tailbone away from you. And lower back down one more time like that. Lifting the knees, press into the full palm and the fingers, spreading the toes. And lift the hips up into a bent knee down dog. You can start to pedal out through the feet, stretch the backs of the legs. Start to roll forward into your plank. Measure yourself off. And then lift the hips right back up into your longer down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, pull the knee to the nose. Curl the midsection, the solar plexus in and up. And lift the leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, pull the knee cross body to opposite elbow. Inhale, kick the leg up. Exhale, pull the knee out to its own elbow, opening wide. And kick the foot back up. Lower that right foot right back down and lift the left. Lengthen out through the heel. Exhale as you pull knee to nose, tracing the midline right underneath yourself. And then kick the foot back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, cross body twist. Left knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Heel to the sky. Pull the knee to its own side. Tap the knee to the elbow. And then lift the foot back up. Place the left foot next to the right. And take a little stroll to the top of the mat. Come into your forward fold. Feet can be hip width distance. You can bend the knees. Let the head hang. Feel your breath. Feel the heart beating. On your next inhale, lift halfway up. The hands can come to the shins or onto the floor. Exhale, release back down into your fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Reach the arms up. Exhale, lower the hands down to the heart. Now we're going to move through some sun salves, honoring the power of expansion, of that warmth and that heat. So honoring the sun as we lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, pull that reverence into yourself as you bow over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back with the right foot and lower the knee. Let's lower the knee right under the hip so you can come into a 90-degree lunge. Open the right hand off to the side of the mat, so walking it out on a diagonal. And then lift the left hand up. So coming into a twist, but a really open twist so that your belly is away from the thigh. Feel like the heart can lift forward and then rotate to the side. Lower the left hand back down. Tuck the back toes, plant the hands under the shoulders, step back to plank. Lower yourself down in one piece, pull the elbows to the ribs till the belly comes all the way down to the floor. Bring the hands down by the hips so the palms are into the floor. And on your next exhale, lift everything up into your locust. So pull the hands back, lift the head, neck, and shoulders and the legs off of the ground, pressing your belly into the earth. And then relax everything back down. Bring the hands under shoulders. Press back through tabletop. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Walk to the top of the mat. So finding a continuous flow here. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, back down. Inhaling, circle the arms up. Maybe look up to the hands and then lower the hands to the heart. Continue with the speed of your own breath, inhaling up, exhaling, folding. Inhaling halfway off the floor, parallel to the floor. Hands come down, step the left foot back. Lower the knee right under the hip. Walk the left hand off of the mat and lift the right arm so you turn towards the front leg. But the heart has more space to rotate forward and out. Relax the neck. Lower the right hand, tuck the back toes, step back to plank. Hold the core in as you lower yourself all the way down. See if the body can touch in all places at the same time to the floor. Pull the fingers back by the hips, palms down. Roll the shoulders back, pull the fingers back, lift the toes, lift the gaze up. Arching back. And release everything back down, hands under shoulders. Press back to downward facing dog. Walk or take a big step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, stand all the way up. Lower hands to the heart. Inhale, touch on communal. Exhale, as you bow to your internal self. Inhale, shine the heart forward. Plant the hands down, step back with the right foot. Keep the knee up this time. Keep the toes tucked under. Square off the hips and lift the arms, high lunge. Feel like you're kicking off of that back heel so that the front thigh has to do a little bit more work, but it really takes that forward motion and the front ribs still settle back so we can find our plumb line rising up. With that stability, start to open the arms towards the left, towards the front thigh. Twisting to the side. Circle the hands down as you turn forward again, and keep that circle going as you open the other direction, the arms lift up overhead. Let's make that circle one more time. So twisting the gaze to the left, arms right out from the shoulders, till the hands come by the hips, and then they circle back out as we look to the right. Lower the hands down around the front foot, step back to plank. Lower the knees, lower the chest. This time just come to a baby cobra. Open the heart and open the solar plexus. Exhale as you release back down. Press into a tabletop. From here, bend the elbows. Drop the head to release the back of the neck, tuck the toes, and lift the hips up into your turbo. So like a down dog, but with bent arms. Incorporating this heat throughout the whole body. And then you can straighten the arms. Take a step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Relax the front of the hips. Inhale, circle the arms as you stand up. Lower the hands to the heart. Going to the other side, continuing with our circles. Exhaling as you fold. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back with the left foot. Drop the left hip, pull the right hip crease back. Press into the front foot, and then lift the arms to lift the chest. Really make sure that back heel is pressing forward. Deep bend into the front leg. Take that effort. We're finding our willpower, the courage to stay in the heat. Start to twist towards the right. Open the arms. Find that radiating expanse. Lower the hands down by the hips and keep twisting off to the left. One more circle like that, keeping the shoulders down. Finding the strength from the center. Once the hands lift back up, we'll lower them down to the ground, flowing to the floor, belly to earth. You can lower the knees or lower yourself in one piece. Inhaling to a little cobra. Exhaling back down, press into the hands, tabletop. So we can find our arm position first. Bend the elbows, feel like they're squeezing towards each other. Drop the head, release the neck, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Turbo. Keep squeezing the elbows. And then straighten the arms, downward dog. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Keep flowing up. On your next inhale, you'll come all the way to stand. Lower the hands in front of the heart. One more sun salutation here. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands down, step back with the right foot. If you have a block, this is a nice place to bring it to the outside of the left foot. If you don't, that's totally okay. Inhale, lift the arms up, high lunge. Lower the hands in front of the heart and cross the right elbow over the left knee, coming into our closed twist, revolved lunge. If you wish to open the arms out, you can bring the right hand onto that block so the floor is lifted a little bit higher. Or you can bring the palms, leave them pressing into each other. If you want to intensify this even more, this is a really heat building position, but take your challenge. If you want to drop that back heel, it will increase the twist. So we're going to stay here for a couple breaths, finding that fire right at the solar plexus as we rotate the ribs, rotating the heart out. Keep breathing. Let the bellows of the lungs help release the heat. Gently untwist. Bring your hands down to the floor and move through a flow of your choice. If you want to take any that we have done today, you can. If you want to bring that locust or the turbo into your flow, you can. We'll all come through downward facing dog. And then make your way to the top of the mat so you can take a big step, a hop. Inhale to halfway lift when you get there. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift all the way up. Lower the hands to the heart. Keep coming back to center. Inhaling, expanding the arms, looking up. Exhaling to fold. Halfway lift. Draw the shoulders back. Bring the hands down and step back with the left foot. If you use that prop, if it was helpful to you, you can bring it to the outside of the right foot to start here. We'll lift up into our high lunge. Lower the hands to the heart, this time crossing the left elbow over the right knee. First, establishing that bind of the arm pressing into the leg, leg pressing into the arm. Palms pressing into one another. Pulling the belly into the leg, squeezing everything in. Now, if you want to expand the arms, you can lower the left hand to the block and lift the right arm up. Choose if you'd like to seal the back heel down, so the back foot would be on a high diagonal. Feeling the effort, maybe shaking, is welcome. Let the heat be something that helps integrate and burn off those anxieties, anatomically helping use the hormones that we pump through our body with our stimulating lives. And keep breathing deep. Every exhale makes more space to twist. Awesome job. Gently lower the hands and move through your last flow. Maybe softening a little bit more now that we've built up all of that heat. Let the breath keep weaving through, keep connecting all of your pieces, all of your limbs, your muscles, your bones, your connective tissues. And lower the knees, pull the hips back to a child's pose. Come back to your diaphragmatic breathing, your deep breathing, feeling your belly on your thighs. You can choose if you like to have your knees together or slightly wide. Just notice what the fire has to offer for you. Gently roll up through the spine. Shift your hips to one side and bring your legs into Baddha Konasana, like at the beginning of class, soles of the feet together, knees open. Inhale, lifting the top of the head. Exhale, start to fold forward, fold in. Walk the hands forward and go slow now. So notice your boundaries of how far you'd like to go. Stretching into the hips, rounding the spine, let the head fall. And press into the hands and roll back to center. Bring one hand over your heart and one over your solar plexus again. Your upper belly. Feel the breath under your hands. And bow your head to your heart, your individual mind towards the collective goodwill and compassion. May we find these fires and actions in our physical body as a reminder of the actions that we can take forth into the world to help all beings. And thank you so much for letting me offer what I have today. It's always so wonderful